Welcome and welcome back. I've been having a little bit of trouble with my mic, so I just hope everything, as you're listening to this, everything is going to be fine. If there's any problems, please bear with it. We're going to be looking to see which dog or type of dog led in attacks in 2025. We're looking to see which dog led in attacks in 2025. Keep in mind, when we look at these stats, we gotta take it at face value. When we gotta consider multiple factors in this dog culture where it is based off of lies. These dog nutters will lie in order to not to protect their children, but they will lie to protect their dog. If a dog bites, their child, they can, say the child fell off their bike or fell off a tree. They can, say, they have no idea what happened. They can lie and say that's not a pit bull, it's, another dog breed, or that is a pit bull when it's another dog breed, and vice versa. So this dog culture is full of lies, and when we see these stats, we still have to consider it at face value that these are accurate, when we know deep down that it's not accurate. A lot of dog bites are not reported. Some are, but they're not registered. Animal control may ignore it. A lot of these websites that may display dog attack stats, you gotta realize these aren't dog haters. These aren't anti-dog sites. Dogsbite.org. I'm pretty sure they're dog lovers that run that site. The site that we're about to look at, I think it's animals247.org. I'm pretty sure that's a pro dog people running that site. So I'm pretty sure, my estimate, that these are pro dog people, dog lovers running these sites. And with that, comes maybe some manipulation, some ignorance, some arrogance, some avoidance. And this is to protect these worthless mutts and their dog culture. But we're going to see which dog in 2025 committed the most attacks. And again, we're going to look at this at face value, and it's of no shocker. It's not surprising. Not surprising that it is the pit bull that leads again in attacks in 2025. I'm not going to read to all of it. Just going to try the the headings. Excuse me. Data shows disfigurements are increasingly underreported by news media relative to insurance claims. It's another thing. These news that show these dogs attacks, they're all pro dog. They're all dog lovers, and they're not going to show every single dog attack. They're not going to report every single dog attack. That's not going to happen. They're going to report a few. I'm not sure exactly why they do it, even though they're pro dog, but they're going to report a few dog attacks from now and then. But at the same time, what they do in these reports and in these interviews, they protect the dog. They protect the dog breed. They will only get pro dog people to speak about dogs. And these parents who are the victims, or whoever the victim is, most and every time, they're always still protecting the dog and blaming something else other than the dog. When on a daily basis all around the world, these dogs are attacking. their owners, they're attacking civilians, they're attacking children. It's not the cat. It's not the lions. It's not the crocodiles. It's not the elephants. It's solely the dog. Fatal dog attacks often make the top of the television news. Often make the top of television. I have to disagree with that. If you ask the average Joe about dog attacks, they will know nothing about dog attacks. They're going to think dogs are these sweet, perfect things that have never harmed people. They're not going to know about all these victims. And again, forgive me, all respect to the victims. But if I brought up the names, do you think they're going to know who these people are? If I show them pictures, do you think they're going to know who these people are? No. These reports are not brought to the forefront. It's only been like sites like this, Animals 24/7, Dog.org, and other content creators on YouTube, people on Reddit that are bringing these attacks to the forefront. And they're trying to make a change here and trying to get rid of these dogs. Severe bite injuries to face, leg, and arm. According to WCAU, the adult female victim suffered severe bite injuries to her face, leg, and arm from her own 3 dogs, apparently pit bulls. The attack might not have been noted by anyone except that police said the officers at the scene discharged their weapons to stop the attack. Cops shooting guns usually do attract at least some transient notice. What we forget to mention about fatalities. And they add on January the 5th, 2026, posted our 43rd annual listing of fatal dog attacks in the US and Canada at a record of 84. 64 of them, 46% by pit bulls. And I personally think it's higher than that. There's that stat that probably has never changed. I hate looking at the AI stuff, man. I like to look at find my own findings, even if it takes a few minutes. I want to find my own finding. Okay, here it is. They say, and this has been the same stat since I began this, 6 years going on now, that 4.5 million dog bites occur each year in the United States. It's been like this for a long time. And they're saying only 84 to 64, 84 total. Oh, sorry. They're saying only 84 have died just in I guess in 2025. And I believe it's higher than that. With these dog bites significantly so high, I personally believe that it's higher than this. And what they're doing is, since these pit bulls, and there's so many different types of pit bulls and bullies, they're misclassifying it and saying it's unknown, or they're calling it another dog breed where the stats don't seem too high. We've seen misclassifying these dogs on a lot of these animal shelter postings when it's clearly a pit bull and they're saying it's not. When it is a pit bull and they're saying it's something else. Animals 24/7 neglected to point out that only 18 fatal dog attacks occurred during the first decade of our logging the data, less than a quarter as many as occurred in 2025 alone, and even the average of a 1.8 a year in 1982 to 1991 was steeply up from 1930, 1960 time frame, because around this time, that's when they were, pushing it. And I mean, they've always been around, but they're pushing it. They're slowly pushing it. And now in this modern time, in the 2000s, a lot of pit bull attacks, dog attacks are up. And that's because there are more dogs around. There are more pit bulls around. So, of course, the stats are going to get higher. Disfigurement data, but that was not the alleged omission that online respondents immediately mentioned. Almost immediately, online commentators mentioned that the number we posted, appalling as they are, did not yet include the much greater numbers of dog attack disfigurements, another category of data that Animal 24/7 has logged since 1982, nor the data pertaining to dog attacks on other animals. So, they only just include these dog attacks on humans. But imagine if they added dog attacks or pit bull attacks on other dogs, on other animals, on cats. The stats would be significantly higher. Pit bulls in 2025 maintain a 43-year history of accounting for about 70% of the reported disfiguring injuries to humans. For 43 years. And guys, remember, I always show you that list of victims, and the latest is from the 1800s. These attacks have been going on since the 1800s, probably longer than that. But what was recorded the 1800s, and here they're saying 43 years history. Pit bulls have been a menace to humans for 43 years. And just within this 43 years alone, these pit bull owners have been saying it's the owner. They've been saying, I don't know. They've never seen this thing act like this before. It's the weather. It's a noise. You ran too fast. You provoked it even though you were just sitting. You just stood up. This, only proves how maniac, how appalling, ridiculous this dog culture, pit bull culture is. For 43 years, they've been blaming people to protect these bloodthirsty, worthless mutts. And when it's reported that in 2025, they are still leading in attacks to people. And this doesn't even include the attacks to other dogs, the attacks to other animals. So when these dogs attack people, they're quick to say the victim provoked the dog. But what about other animals? They never say that. They still got to go find the closest human to blame just to protect these dogs. And this type of behavior only happens within this dog culture. Why underreporting occurs, and like I said, lies. And to protect the dog. And obviously, there's more factors to it, but those are like the main ones that I can talk about. Tracking dog attack disfigurements and dog attacks on other animals have both always been much more difficult than tracking human fatalities. For one obvious reason, human deaths are almost always reported somewhere. But not the bites, though. The bites, they can get through a little bite. In obituaries and police reports, it's not by news media. Since 1983, only 3 dog attack fatalities have come to light and have been promptly added to our numbers that we had not logged relatively soon after their occurrence. So there's like a lot of tampering going on, a lot of tampering and, again, protection of these worthless mutts. Dog attack disfigurements once commonly reported by news media because of their relative scarcity and ever more significantly underreported as they become ever more frequent and therefore less newsworthy when mass media editors apply the traditional tests. So what this means, when these attacks happen so often, when it's so common, they become less newsworthy. So, with the surge of pit bull attacks, the more these things attack, the more and more they attack and kill and whatever they do, the media looks at this as, oh, we've seen this before, we're tired of reporting this, we've seen this, we've done it, been there, done that. And they just end up, pushing it under the rug. And again, to me, that's just another way of protecting these worthless mutts. They add how underreporting can be measured. It is able to assess the trend of mass media underreporting dog attack disfigurements by comparing the number of disfiguring dog attacks coming to our notice through media coverage to the numbers resulting in insurance industry payouts to victims. In 2020, for instance, according to the Insurance Information Institute, the insurance industry made over 16,000 payouts in claims for dog-inflicted injuries. Only 5.8% of these cases were reported by news media. And it's true. When they say there are over 4.5 million dog bites a year just in the United States alone. Even though if you collude the whole world, it should be higher. But when you search for dog attacks, I'm just gonna put dog attacks, and you go to news. Respect to the victims and their stories we've already seen, but we always keep seeing the same stories. The same stories that we've read last week or a day before. It's just the same stories that we've already read. Some are new, some we haven't seen before, but most part it's like the same stories that we've heard before from time to time. I mean, we know about the boy in Nova Scotia who was killed by those dogs. Again, Nova Scotia won again. I think this one was about this story was about the boy that in Kansas. Is this Kansas one? It might be it's Nova Scotia, I think. Yeah, Nova Scotia. But there was one in Kansas where the boy got mauled by dogs, and the owner pretty much takes the boy's body and dumps him. Takes the boy and dumps him just to protect the dogs. But later on, he did turn himself in, but to actually do that, it's sickening, man. But nevertheless, they say there's over 4.5 million dog bites each year. But from time to time, when you do this, you go and you see the same dog attacks. You see the same dog attacks from time to time. You don't see a variety of a whole leap of them. And just like they're saying, only 5.8% actually make the news media. That's because, again, due to many factors, but what they're saying is It's like we've heard this before. We don't want to report this again and again. We're tired of doing that. And to me, again, that's just a way of them for a way for them to protect these dogs. If this was anything else, any other people, they would keep reporting it and reporting it and reporting and reporting it. And other news would be reported. Sports, mind you, sports. Man, like we know someone wins, someone loses, but they report it every day. Like we know they score, they miss. Championship, we get it, but they report it every single day. They don't think they don't get tired of reporting sports. But somehow they're just tired and exhausted of reporting dog attacks. And to me, again, this is because they want to protect these dogs. These sites, news media is pro-dog. But a lot of dog nuts, pit nuts, are going to act like these news media are anti-dog. They're going to act like the government is anti-dog or anti-pitbull. No, they're all pro-pitbull. Just because they make these laws and bans, that's just an illusion to make the people, the public, think that they actually care. When in reality, they don't. They say that there are these bans in the UK, but yet there are still pitbull bully breeds attacks happening to this day. Same in Canada. Same in many states in the US. They say there are bans, but yet these dogs still exist and are still attacking. This whole government being anti-dog and the news being anti-pitbull or whatever, it's all an illusion. And what do these anti-dog, or what do these pro-pitbull people do? They go to the street to protest, not realizing, hey, the news media is actually pro-pitbull. They only interview pro-pitbull trainers. They're not going to interview anti-pitbull people or anti-dog people. I've yet to see it. Not even these pedestrian civilians are anti-dog. They will even say something in order to protect the dog. They will say something that's not, direct and meaningful and constructive against the dog. They will say something for the dog, like it's the owner. And that goes to there's another article. Again, this is just about the boy that was killed in Nova Scotia. And again, these attacks happen all the time. But sometimes they will stay on they will focus on a particular victim for some time. They do from time to time. But these attacks happen every day. These deaths happen every day. And a lot of these victims just get a blurb and they move on. But in other cases like this, sometimes it's an ongoing thing. You'll see it for weeks. But these news media they're pro-dog, pro-pitbull. And what I mean with the media being so pro-pitbull, they only interview pro-dog, pro-pitbull people. And what they say is, where did I see it? Oh, bear with me. I saw something. Man. I know I saw it. I can't remember. I did see somewhere where they say the usual thing. I just wanted to show you what I mean. But they're saying you gotta train your dog, basically. They gotta say it's the owner's responsibility. And that's something they've been saying since I've been doing this, to say the least. Oh, here it is. Here it is. This is what I mean. This is in now 10/11 now. They're saying dog owners need to take responsibility for their dogs and keep them under control at all times. They say this stuff all the time. It's like, yeah, we know that already. You've said it. And this stuff continues to happen. And this is about a 12-year-old girl that was seriously injured in Nebraska. Basically, she was 12-year-old girl was seriously injured, and she may need surgery following a dog attack on Tuesday morning. Happened at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. in the morning. Oh man, you just woke up. You're feeling like you're gonna have a great day. You're attacked. Your whole life is taking like that. Even though she lived, her life is still taken. The girl was injured when a German Shepherd attacked her as she walked her dog on a sidewalk. So, 12-year-old girl walking a dog, and then she's attacked by a dog. Come on. And they always say this dog owners need to take responsibility for their dogs. This is always what they say. You're never gonna let dog haters, say what they want, and if they do, they're probably gonna edit that out. They're not gonna show that. They don't want to bring any proof and truth against these dogs. They want the lies. This isn't rare. It isn't. Because they're saying it's like 4.5 million dog bites a year. And some pit bull owners, pro pit bull people, they will sometimes use, hope you can see this, they'll sometimes use charts like this just to make pit bulls in general not seem so bad. They'll use it like this and like, hey, that's not so bad. Look at snakes and people. Mosquitoes, they're worse than dogs. Dogs aren't so bad. Pit bulls aren't so bad. Only 84 people died in this year. That's not so bad. That's what they do. They literally do that. I know there was a site that did that, trying to downplay, pit bull attacks. That is what they do. It's not, the whole attacks are not so high. It's not that bad. Emergency departments see over 300,000 dog bite visits a year. But they always say it's 4.5 million. These are routine injuries that lead to scars, surgery, and bills. The boys in the age range from 5 to 9. And they say they're at the greatest risk. Among 11,000 of the US of A and Canada, fatal and disfiguring dog attacks logged by Animal 24/7 since 1982. Dog attacks on children outnumbered attacks on adults in almost every year until 2011. And these are the things that dog lovers will they will do things like this, like that. They'll do things like this. They're basically handing the dog over. We're actually handing the dog over to the baby so it can maul the baby. They're basically handing the baby over to the dog so it can be mauled. And this is what they do. They let their children, babies, infants. Look at this. Whether it's real or not, I'm going to assume that it's real. Let's assume that it's real. There's a lot of AI pictures out there and videos out there, but from face value, let's assume this is real, because these type of things like this do happen. And then they're going to say, I left the room for a second, and then the dog attacked. Or they're going to say, I was sleeping, and the dog attacked. Again, children, they're the main victims. They're targeted. But they always want to mix children and dogs together, babies and dogs together, as if they're like, buddy. When the stats say that dogs attack children way more than adults. What's our time? Young children share space at dog's eye line, which makes them much more easier target. Dogs see them as prey, as something to chew up on. If these things can attack someone for being on their own property, minding their own business, just imagine what they will do to a child, a baby in their own house, laughing, crying, moving, running around in the house. People outside on their own street, on public street, minding their own business, are attacked. And they're probably not making any noise whatsoever. And they're still attacked. So imagine these children, babies, making noise and running in the house. These dogs must make it so much easier for children and babies to be attacked. So much. You're basically placing your child on a platter to these worthless mutts. What do we think? 46% of people-inflicted disfigurements may involve loss of a limb. There was another one on Reddit. I'm not going to show you. Saw it this morning. Here it is. Mom has leg amputated. Hope they do not just show the picture, though. Bear with me. I do not want to see the picture. I do not want to see it, so I don't know if they're going to see it. So please bear with me. Okay, please don't do this to me now. Mom has leg amputated after family dog attack leaves it hanging by a thread. This is the family dog. And just like I said, you could be on your own property, not making noise. These things can attack you. You can feed these things and give it food, and these things will still attack you. So imagine a child just running around, making noise, crying, laughing, doing what babies and children do, and they get attacked. Again, I've worked with children. They're always throwing things. I won't say always, but they throw things. They run around, they make noise, they climb on things, they will climb on, if you're on people, they'll climb on objects, they like to climb, they like to explore. So they see this worthless mutt there, and what do you think they're going to do with that? They're probably going to start climbing on it. They're probably going to start, making noise around it. These things are probably going to consider the dog is just like them. They're part of them or their family. And then what's going to happen next? When you least expect it, it happens. So children and dogs, they don't mix. Because this mom and the family dog attacked her. So if she can't be protected, how can these children be protected? She had to have her left leg removed after her own dog savagely attacked her, leaving the limb hanging by a thread. Amanda Mears, 42, intervened between her two dogs during a vicious fight. And when the dog, which is a pit bull and another bully breed, which is pretty much a pit bull, I don't care, seized her left leg in this jaws and would not release the grip. And she was probably like, "Hey, little fur baby, stop fighting." And they're like, let's go attack this mother. And this is what happens. Healthcare member service advisor was forced to strangle the worthless mutt with her other leg to break free before frantically dialing 911. She had to strangle the dog with her legs. Then she called 911. It's just so funny, man, that they get these things and then they expect other people to help them now. Like, come on, man. There's too many resources out there, man. So there's no chance for a mistake, you know. There's no chance for a mistake for you to get these things. Why even do that? And she, recognizing that virtually nothing remained of her leg, Amanda chose to amputation in hopes of a swifter recovery, and also decided to euthanize her worthless mutt. So she had two dogs. But where was the other dog? Why didn't the other dog say, "Hey, stop. Don't do this to our food giver. Don't do this to our mommy"? It didn't do that. I don't know where it went. But that one dog was on her leg and she had to strangle the dog with her legs. With her other leg, I guess. When it charged at my other dog, I got in between them, and that's when it latched on my leg and would not let go. I was a bit scared. Now you're scared. Now you're scared. But I've broken up dog fights before, and I didn't feel any pain because of the adrenaline. The adrenaline. So this has happened before, and you know she gets an adrenaline rush from these dog fights. So I think deep down she enjoys watching dogs fight. She enjoys breaking up dogs fights, just to see how tough she is, just to show these dogs who's boss. But guess what? This time it cost her leg. She hooked her right leg and arm around him and choked him out to get him off of me. It also bit my left hand and crushed my bone in my right arm, but I don't think I ever realized at the time. She wasn't able to stand up, and her leg was hanging off, man. Oof. Man. And look what they do again. It was my best friend. I raised him from 2 weeks old. It was a decision that hurt. So that decision probably hurt her more than the attack. But it was not a difficult decision. Oh my god. Oh man. And look what they do again. They always find pro dog people. Dog enthusiast Amanda from Tennessee owns 4 dogs and also takes in canines abandoned by their previous owners. She explained that typically her pets get along well and snuggle together. She's just basically rubbing it in. She's rubbing it in. She's, I want to say that. Oh, I don't know. I don't want to see that. But anyway, she's like basically rubbing it in. She's sticking it. She's sticking it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. But that's her arm. I'm not gonna view the other ones. I am not. Man. And then she added 3 weeks before that the attack, she absorbed the other dog. She absorbed the dog that attacked her. They both approached a cup, and the dog began attacking the other dog for a cup. That's it. That's all it took was a cup. Prompting Amanda to keep the animals apart to avoid further confrontation, because this gave her adrenaline. She kind of liked this. She liked this stuff. They do like it. They get to show these dogs who's boss, and probably a lot of other things. On the morning of the mauling, Amanda was taking the mutt outdoors alone when she discovered that her other dog had broken free from the bedroom where she kept him. So why was it in the bedroom? Why was it locked up in the bedroom? Why and broken free? Why? Why? Was the dog grounded? People don't do this for goldfish. They don't lock them and they lock these goldfish in a room. They don't do this for cats. They just lock these dogs in the room and it broke free. Imagine that. She approached the other dog to return it to the bedroom, but Dennis lunged forward towards the other dog. Yada yada yada. Just observing they're going at it, and that's pretty much when she's attacked. And that's her best friend. This is the dog that she raised from 2 weeks old, and almost killed her. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Oh man. They say list of disfigurements, however, only attacks of level 4 and level 5 severity on the IN Dunbar scale of dog bite severity, which probably results in our logging disproportionately more loss of limb cases relatively to single severe bites. So basically, there are various levels of disfigurements. And to distinguish that from dog bites and maulings and things like that, it all gets mushed and entangled with each other. So again, it's that, like, what do we report this to report that type of thing? Is this a disfigurement? Is this a bite? There's all those misconceptions and questions and confusion. And to me, with these types of barriers is why it's so difficult to track and keep a record, an 100% accurate record of dog attacks. There's just so many levels of dog attacks. There are, these little dog bites, these dogs that are terrorizing the neighborhood. There's disfigurement, limb loss, death to children, to adults, there's just so many, factors to consider with these dogs, and it's just so much to keep on with. Angela May of Missouri was the last known victim of 2025, and I'm pretty sure there's been more. Pretty sure there was more, but again, it's that reporting thing, and so many factors that get involved. And the news media as well. The news media isn't going to report every attack because they're overwhelmed with it. They don't want to. They don't want to destroy the reputation of these dogs any further than they already have demonstrated. She was a graduate. Like, she just graduated a few years ago. And she was just working, and bam, she's attacked. Mother in Brazil. This boy, Aaron Andula. This was the case where, again, he was attacked by dogs, and the owner decided to put his dead, deceased body. I don't know if I'll say allegedly deceased body in the trunk, and then carried him off to, I think it was like the borderline of Kansas. Yeah, it was like the borderline of Kansas, somewhere over there, and he pretty much dumped it. And this was to protect the dogs. And this is like one of the most horrific stories. I mean, they're all horrific. They're all horrific. But this one just, it's the most unusual. I'm pretty sure it happened, and again, it goes unreported. But to hear this happening, it just shows how sick these dog nutters are. Sick to do this. That they're willing to protect their dogs more than life, more than a child, more than their own children. For what, though? For what? Kansas to vote on pit bull ban. Thus, the Aaron Andula case may influence voters in February 24, 2026. But keep in mind, just because there's a ban does not mean you're not going to see them. Because many places have these bans, but we still see these dogs and they're still attacking. What really needs to be done? They need to push dog free. They need to at least push pit bull free, bully free, as in bully dog free. These bans are just illusions to make the public think that the government actually cares. When in reality, they don't. They're all pro dog. And they don't want to do anything that would, that is negative, that has a negative impact towards these dogs. Because these dog nuts are so brainwashed. They're so conditioned. They're so dog-centric. It's just all about the dog. And the stats and the stories go on and on and on. Carter Anthony Carbonell, 5 months, was killed by his grandmother's dog. Man. Yeah. So she was killed by her own pit bulls. Oh. She was killed by her own pit bulls. Again, didn't we just read a story like this? We literally just read a story like this. She's trying to break up her dogs from fighting, and she's attacked. I'm sorry. Just read a story like this. But in this case, she dies. This happened in Wichita. It is in Kansas or Missouri. She attacked while trying to break up a fight between her two pit bulls. At this time, man, just read a story like this. We literally just did that. In the same way. Trying to break up her pit dogs from fighting, and she gets attacked. Gosh. Man, this is a horrific way to die, man. Why do you own these things? Why even own these things, man? Why? And then she was killed by her neighbor's two pit bulls. No one is safe, man. No one is safe with these things. Oh, no. No. Oh, man. And I didn't even know about some of these, yo. I didn't even know about this. Oh, man. See, you put in the name, and this is all you get. I didn't know about this. Because a lot of these are not recorded. Animals 24/7, they know. But it's not been on any other news platform. No, man. It's not even an article about it. It's not even an article. Only 2 months, man. Man. Alberto Lopez. Only 4 years old. 6 pit bulls. Oh my goodness, man. 6 pit bulls. This is the story of... Oh, man.
News now at 4:30. Police just released the names of the 2 people killed in that deadly dog attack.
You guys can hear, because I cannot hear anything.
Telling you, officers were called to a home on Geiger Street Monday afternoon. Police say 53-year-old Olivia Regalado died in the home after suffering a medical emergency from a pre-existing condition. They say after that happened, for some unknown reason, the dogs inside attacked 4-year-old child Evelyn Lopez. Evelyn was the only person inside the home. She later died at the hospital from the attack. Police say all of the dogs inside, 6 pit bulls.
I'm sorry, I can't hear anything. I don't know why it's so low. Nevertheless, man, 4 years old. By the family's dogs. Man, these things don't care who you are. They don't care. Oh, no, 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 no. Only 1 week. One week. 1 week. 1 week. Just 1 week. Just 1 week, man. Just 1 week, man. And this thing is capable of still mauling this child. Man. Okay. Oh man, oh man, oh man. And the parents thought he was missing. Like he was announced missing. But he was killed by dogs and just dumped. Unknown. And she was killed by free roaming dogs. I'm guessing that they're like the publishers of this website, and I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for this site. I've used it in the past since, I started this. It's very informal. Man, I am just this messes you up, man. Like, doing this, it really does mess you up, man. It just messes you up. I'm gonna end it there. Tim Watson, it's okay to hate dogs.
It's Okay to Hate Dogs Productions. See you later. Doggy Hater.